Morning, dudes. Oh man, I've got so much to fill you in on. It's Sunday, 11 o'clock. Temperature's getting warm. We're supposed to have a big heat wave this week. Thanks, love. Temperature's up to 28, 29 degrees. Going to be a bit warm, a bit muggy in the shop. But I wanted to touch base with you because we got back and obviously there's so much to talk about. So we've got house information. So we are all signed and completed. Well, we're signed, contracts are signed.
Nice.
And sorted, completed with the solicitors. We are set for moving on the 14th. Removals guys are coming in on the 13th to start packing up the house, getting ready for the push on the 14th, which is dead exciting. So that was like a bit of a celebration while we were away. We had a fantastic time, a little bit stressful. So the Kenwood unit, the £1,500 top of the range Kenwood unit, unfortunately it's started losing Wi-Fi connection with my phone randomly. It's rebooting itself pretty much roughly every 10 minutes or so. It's not a time thing, it just suddenly it'll pop and it just switches off and then it restarts again. So Monday morning I'm going to be on the phone with Kenwood finding out what the hell is going on, because the second one had a bit of a not connecting to Android Auto issue, and now this one is rebooting every 5 minutes. I'm not having that. It's a bloody expensive stereo for it to start going wrong willy-nilly. The holiday itself was great. Mum and Dad flew over. We went on the Condor, on the boat. We had a bit of a drama when we got there because we booked the car as, you know, it's a car at the end of the day. It is a car. It's not down as a commercial vehicle. It's got seats all the way through. But when we got there, they were not happy with the fact that it was a car, or they thought it was a van, but it's listed as a car. So at first they said we've booked for a car space. We were too tall, as in the roof rails were too tall. It was like 185. So I got the air suspension at the back, because obviously this is, you know, you can change the height of it manually. So I dropped the van down, and they basically said no, the aerial and the side of the rail is still too high, you can't sail. Oh, and by the way, we've got no space for the next 2 weeks. We are fully booked because of the summer holidays and bank holidays. So we had to go back into this little car park area and sit and wait, and then we phoned up Condor, spoke to a guy on the phone at the check-in, the customer services, and he basically said, right, so what you've done is you've booked in it as a standard car, it needs to be upgraded to a medium size. Okay, so we did that, paid the extra 70 quid, went back round to the window. They said to me, yeah, no problem, and I said to the lady, look, at the end of the day, if the only issue was money, you should have just said we'd have paid it then and there. If we had to pay a bit extra for a bigger vehicle, so be it, but whatever. Then this fat guy got a bit, can we say, above his own station and wanted to be the big controller, the fat controller, the big I am. So he had a word with one of the little kids that was signing in everyone on the gate, and he wandered over to us with his pass, like a different window sticker that you get from the window to hang on your rearview mirror. And it basically said, we had one that we were booked in and, you know, time slotted and everything like that, and the one he handed us said basically on standby, which gives them the right to refuse you because you're not officially booked on the boat, which was a bit of an issue because we just paid the money to be on the boat. So he kept us waiting there for nearly 2 hours, and I was stressing out because the kids were crying, they were upset. Wifey was just a bit like, I don't really understand what's going on, and I said the issue is because they've now changed our permit from the roof, from the window, we're now on a standby ticket, which basically gives them the right to refuse us if they want to, because we're our standby, not a paid customer. So 2 hours later, when the boat was kind of last loading, when all the gates, when everything was shut, they then wandered over to us and went, yeah, you can go now, which really took the biscuit as far as I'm concerned. It really started the holiday off on the wrong foot because I was just wound up. And I said to the missus, look, at the end of the day, you'll go on holiday. Worst case scenario, we'll get you a taxi to the airport, find a flight, get you on the flight over there with the girls. I may be locked up for the week while I beat the crap out of Chunky and his little attitude, but whatever. Anyway, so we got on the boat, got over to Jersey, and then waiting to get off the boat, we drove off the boat and then got stuck in the car park because the immigration department had not shown up for work. So they couldn't reload the boat with people that were waiting to go to St Malo, the follow-on journey, because we were still stuck trying to get off the boat because the car park had filled up and there was nobody checking cars through, and we were just kind of paused in a bit of a dilemma. So we sat there for about 48 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that, waiting, and then eventually the border force turned up, the guys that search a car, like the control for drugs and weapons and things like that, and they basically just opened the fence and let everyone in. They didn't check anyone, which I found quite funny. So we weren't checked, everyone got through, we were into Jersey, got to the hotel was lovely, the holiday had started. So we'd been there pretty much all week, you know, seeing family, friends, day out on the beach with everyone, just having a right royal knees up and a good time. And then I want to say Thursday night, we went out for a meal with all the family. A really lovely place. If you go to Jersey, there's an area called Trinity, and there's a pub there called the Trinity Arms, and I'll tell you what, the food there was absolutely amazing, really, really good. So we had a nice meal, champagne, celebrate the house sale and signing the contracts and stuff. So we're just waiting on the exchange on the 14th. Mum and Dad were getting taken by Dennis and Monique, so shout out Dennis and Monique. Dennis does watch the videos. They were taking them to the airport on Friday morning, and the idea being that they were going to get a lift to the airport, they were going to get themselves home, we were going to take their bags as we did on the way out, so they didn't have to carry any luggage around the airport. So that was all gravy. We went and saw Dennis and Monique in the morning and picked up Mum and Dad's suitcase. They'd already gone, and then we basically spent the day in Jersey waiting for our boat on Friday evening to sail overnight into Saturday morning into Portsmouth. Then basically what had happened, so we were sat at the port, we were there at 8 o'clock, 2 hours before our delivery, our check-in kind of thing, and then it flagged up to say that there would be a delay. The ferry had been held up, so there was another 2-hour delay on the boat. We finally got scanned in after waiting a little bit of time in the car park outside for like the check-in, and the lady had real trouble scanning us in. I don't know why. She was putting in our details, scan the ticket on the email app, and it wouldn't really work, blah blah blah. Anyway, she was there a little while and she just went, right, fine, handed us some tickets, and we went through check-in. Sat in the car park till nearly 11:15, and then the boat turned up, let a few people off. Obviously they were cleaning it, getting it ready for us, and then they started letting people through the check-in into the parking area for the boat. And as we got through, the girl scanned our ticket, scanned, it wouldn't work. Then she pressed something and went, "I'll just go on anyway." So we drove off. As I got level with like the check-in security gates, she yelled at me to come back. So I went flying, like stopped, went flying backwards. And she said, "There's something wrong with your ticket. You need to go back into the office." So a bit confused, didn't know what was going on. So I went, like, parked the car back up, ran into the office, the ticket office. And the guy started laughing, and he said, "Do you know what date it is today?" And we were like, "No, what?" And he said, "You were booked to sail on the 31st, not the 1st. So our ticket from the previous night, so Thursday night, apparently we should have left. I don't know how this happened. Wifey doesn't know either, because we actually sat down with my dad and worked out times and holiday and all that sort of stuff together. But somehow we've managed to book a leaving date of the 31st. But turned up to the port 24 hours late trying to get on the ferry, which was kind of hysterical. It was a bit funny, I gotta say, but worrying at the same time. So kids in tears again, wifey's stressed out. I'm now in with the ticket office, talking with a very, very lovely gentleman in the ticket office. He's never going to see this, but he was awesome. Managed to have a good chuckle with me, laughing on the fact that we've been in Jersey 24 hours extra than we should have been, and we should have left the night before. Now the boats are chock-a-block because it's end of holiday, so everyone's coming back from holiday, so there is no space. So he got on the radio, spoke with a super nice guy who just basically went, yeah, he said we got space to one more, that's not a problem. He said just as long as it's not a monster truck, was his words. He said we'll get him on. So we got tickets in, changed the thing. Obviously we had kids with us and it's an overnight crossing. Now I basically said to the guy, look, I said I'm not going to be a princess about this. I said I appreciate you getting us on this boat and getting us to Portsmouth so we can get home. End of. If there's a cabin, great. If not, we will sofa surf it. It's not a problem. But he said, we might have something for you. Go in and see this guy at the check-in desk in the information in the boat. And he said he'll see what he can do. So, parked the car inside the boat. Got upstairs to the information desk. Spoke with this lovely chap called Andy. And I basically explained the situation that we'd made a massive boo-boo. We were supposed to travel the previous night, but we felt like we needed an extra 24 hours in Jersey and had an extra holiday, which he found hysterically funny and understood. Handed us some keys to a cabin and basically said just hang around, he said, because I'm not sure if everyone's going to show up, so if they don't, you can keep that, go upstairs to the cabin. If not, I said, look, it's fine, just get us to Portsmouth. I said if I need to stay awake and the kids and wifey sleep on the boat on the sofas, I'll keep them safe. We can sort it out in the morning. So then a couple come in, the last one, and he went, really sorry mate, got to take the cabin keys. I was like, that's no problem at all. Give him the keys, and he disappeared off, give them to these people, and that was that. So we said, look, anyway, just on the off chance, stay close by because we may have something come up. So we sat there for about 10-15 minutes and he came over and he basically handed us keys to a cabin. We got upstairs and it was the upgrade. It was one of the premier suites. So we had more space, we had free popcorn, we had a TV in the room. Like, it just was the bee's knees. And Andy from Condor, who was on the boat on Friday night to Saturday morning, I can't thank you enough. It was amazing. You really sorted us out. We got back yesterday and now I'm at the shop. I need to empty the vehicle out, I need to get rid of all the sand, and I need to do some cleaning. So that is what is on the cards today. But a bit of a long story, but I hope you find it funny as we did. But we're back, ready to start work. Yay! See you soon, everyone. Feels weird coming in here on a quiet Sunday. Whoa. Van has been outstanding all weekend. All week should I say. I cannot fault it. It's been amazing. This thing, I disconnected the battery on it to save things going dead. So now we can get power to the vehicle again, get it all started. Tighten up the battery terminal. They're nice little clamps these, but they're a pain in the ass to tighten up. I do confess. Oh! Well, the alarm works, everyone. Tit. It is Daikoku this week at Cafe and the Machine. The tickets are already sold out. I've put my name down on the standby list, but I might just try my luck and head up there anyway on Wednesday, do a bit of filming. Because the weather this week is supposed to be really nice. So it might be a nice turnout. But I need to hoover the van out, get the jet wash out, clean everything, get rid of the sand. Give this thing a cold start. Let that run for a bit. God, everything's meeting. They all need a wash. Right, let's get the jet wash out. I'll see you in a bit.
I had to. It vibrates the van a little. Oh, it's quite evil. It is quite evil. I might have to spin it round to get the port fire in this way, because it's munching that back door and I am actually worried about the glass. This whole tailgate's breathing about an inch, and this is bonded, and it may come out because of that pointing at it, so I might have to flip it. But it's good, very good. Got to celebrate the weekend with a beer and a burger at C&M. There's some cool stuff here. Really nice free door, just there. But the weather's banging. Just waiting on some food, lads. In a bit.